Hi guys, it's Lydia here at Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. Today is Monday, June 21st, and it's been about a month since my last update. So much has happened, really exciting, but I'll show my stitching first and then talk about stash and life stuff afterwards. So since my last update, I've primarily worked on 3 pieces. So the first one, this is Gingerbread Train by Cottage Needleworks. And we'll put in a picture of what it looked like last time, but basically I had like 2 lines of brown down here. So I finished off that first train car and the little peppermint wheels, and I started on the train track. It is going nicely. I think I'll definitely finish this one this year. I got some extra stitching in it on StitchCon, and I'm going to try and work on it on the 25th of every month for Christmas stitching. And then my second one is Simplicity from Cottage Garden Samplings. And here it is. I was really excited to finally finish the bird. I've been trying to finish that bird since like January. So I finally finished him, and I started on the big flower and leaves and greenery at the bottom. I started working on this last week. I've decided to maybe stitch on one of my small pieces for 30 minutes a day. And so for the past week, I've been working on this for 30 minutes a day. And I was frustrated because I spent probably 3 or 4 of the past 7 days just frogging on this. And this is 25 count even weave. And I'm stitching it 1/1. So that's kind of hard to frog. I changed around some of the colors. So for the greens, I didn't really like the greens they called for. It was a little bit too much of a difference between the colors for me, and one of them was very yellow, and I didn't, think that leaves should be yellow. So I picked 3 different colors, and then I started stitching it while I was at StitchCon, and I didn't see one of the colors in my box, and I saw a different green. I thought I might have decided to use that one instead. So I put in a couple of links of that, and then I got home and found the other bobbin that I had really picked out originally. So I spent 2 days frogging that green, putting it back in. And then in the little flower, the one that's closed up here, I'm not sure you'll be able to see it, but there's some highlights or lowlights along the edges and in the middle. And the pattern calls for 169 DMC color, and it's kind of a dark gray, and it was too dark for me. I think daisies are white. Daisies are not another color, they're just white. But I understand the need to have it, especially in the bigger ones that are open, to help differentiate the petals. So I picked kind of a light blue color and I put it in, and then it looked terrible, and so I frogged it out. And so I decided in the end to go with 168. And I might have the numbers switched, but 168 and 169. One of them is dark and one of them is light. And it called for the dark one. I switched it out for the light one. So I'm really liking that 30 minutes a day on a little piece. And so I'm thinking next month for Christmas in July, I'll spend my 30 minutes a day working on the Gingerbread Train, seeing how far I get on that. Because I definitely think that one's going to be finished this year. This one would be really nice to finish this year, but I don't think there's any way that's going to happen. So that's my second one. And then the third one is A Place of Her Own, and it's my big Hade. So I'll stand up, try to get it all in at once. Okay, there it is, all at once. Hiding my nose, I don't want it to pick a picture of my nose sticking out. So there it is all at once. Since the last time I showed it to you guys, I've done 3,000 stitches, and that would be down here. Finishing this book, filling in some of this book down here that's got kind of a portrait on the front of it. There we go. It's got a portrait on the front. It's hard to see in the stitching, but I think it looks okay. And also the picture's upside down. Probably still can't tell that's a person, but whatever. And then there's this big bread blanket she's sitting on. That's from the previous row of pages, so I've just started bringing it down. It'll come down here, go over, and then lots more brown down there. So I think that's good progress on that one. Okay, so I've got some haul, and it's all from StitchCon. I was so excited to go to StitchCon, but before I went to StitchCon, I went to Las Vegas. It was my husband's nephew's 21st birthday, and so we went there with the nephew and his brother's girlfriend, his parents, his grandparents, and then my brother's brother, so that'd be another of his uncle. And we had so much fun. I had been to Vegas once before, but this time really got into it, had a great time. It was amazing, but it was so hot. It was like 115 in Vegas in the beginning of June, so that's a lot. And then the weekend after that, I went to StitchCon. I went to weekend A, and I'm going to put in a slideshow of some of the finishes from the finishes table. I'm not sure if I'll put it in now or at the end. I'll let my producer, my husband, do that. He edits the videos for me, and I really appreciate him doing that. He also made the intro and the outro. And there's like a picture of like a girl sitting with her stitching, and he drew that and then colored it himself, so he's really supportive. So at StitchCon, I was really nervous about going. I thought about just not going. I thought I would probably just have more fun staying home by myself than meeting new people, because that's kind of scary for me. But I decided to go, and then at the last minute, I got a message in the Facebook group that someone was landing at the same time as me, and so we decided we would Uber together. And then when our plane landed, it turned out that we were on the same plane, and we were both wearing gray StitchCon shirts. So before I even got to StitchCon, I had found a friend, and that would be Kate at Madam Ice. And so it was really cool to just already have someone that you share things in common with, and we're the same age too. So like before we even got to the convention center, like I had made a friend. And then while we were at the convention center, we got there at maybe like 11, and then StitchCon opened at noon. So we were hanging out in the atrium for a little while, and I just decided to pull out my stitching because I'm at StitchCon to stitch. So I sat down on the stairs and I pulled out my stitching, and when they opened the gates at 12, like everyone rushed to get in line, and I'm like, we're all getting in eventually. Like, they know how many of us are coming, there are going to be enough seats. Like, it's not like I'm going to miss out on anything. So I just stayed stitching for a while on the steps until the line went down. And there was another lady on the steps stitching as well, and so I started talking to her, which like is not like me, but we started talking, and her name is Lily, and she doesn't have a Flosstube, but I invited her to sit at my table with Kate. So I knew Kate and Lily, and then Kate is friends with Rocio, Cocohamas Stitcher, and Rocio is friends with Rika from House of Stitch and Stash. And so the five of us sat at a table together all weekend, and it was really nice. I got up a couple of times, so with A Place of Her Own, this one, it's so big that when I'm putting it away, I need to like stand up to fold it. And a couple of times I was standing up to fold it, and someone would be like, "Whoa, what's that?" And then they'd come over and look at it, and I'd take it over to their table to show their friends. And even at the end of the weekend, one of the ladies came up to me and she's like, "My husband's here to pick me up. Can you come show it to him?" And that was just like really amazing and super cool and affirming to me that I was in a place where other people understood like my work, my passion, and shared the same passion. So that was really great, and was like a big boost for my self-esteem. And we also spent some time hanging out with Heather, Linkismyhomeboy, and Holly at Stitchy Prose. And so the group of all these ladies convinced me to make an Instagram account. And I'm so glad I did, because it's a lot easier just to share a picture of the stitching than it is for me to upload these videos, because, again, the talking, I'm not so great at the talking. So yeah, I had a great time and met some lovely ladies. Oh, and I got to meet Brenda, Handwork Maniac. She was there. She attended Weekend B, but she was in the area for Weekend A, and I just ran into her, and it was just really nice to meet her. She's such a sweet lady, and I love watching her videos. So I was really excited that I got to meet her as well. Okay, so at StitchCon, obviously there's Keepsakes, the L&S down the road, and they have the Stitchy bus that runs back and forth. And there's the Annex inside the convention center, where they have patterns and fabric and needle minders and project bags and anything you can think of. They've got like a small selection from a couple of designers there. And then there's the freebie table. And I'm the cheapest person in the world. My grandfather says that I have the first penny I ever made. So I went to Keepsakes, and it was very cool to see everything they had there and to see an L&S. I've only been to an L&S once before, so that was great. But I didn't buy anything there. I did buy one thing in the Annex. I guess I should have taken these out of the plastic beforehand. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is from Heart and Hand. It's called Wonderful Life. And it says, "How wonderful life is now that you're in the world." And it has hot air balloons. And mountains and a bear. So, I live the very edge of the Blue Ridge Mountains. On my exit off the interstate. You come up the exit, and you come up you come up a hill, and you can see the mountains in the distance. So I'm a mountain girl. I love the mountains. I love the woods and the wilderness. My husband's parents and his brother are hot air balloonists, so they love everything with hot air balloons. And I've been looking for something that would be good for like announcing a baby, and I thought this fit it well, and it also fits kind of my style, and it's not just like boom baby and like pink and blue and stuff like that. It's a little less, I can't think of the word, confrontational, in your face, I don't know, but I really liked it. So I got this from Heart and Hand, Wonderful Life. And I'm pleased to say that is the only stitching stuff I bought all weekend. But I did go to the freebie table a couple of times, and I dropped off some things. I had some fabric and a couple of kits that I wasn't in need of. So I didn't just take, I also gave. But I'm really excited with what I got from the freebie table. So I got this. It's a piece of even weave, 32 count Queen Anne's lace. It's like a parchment color, but then it has these like speckles of gray in them. Are kind of strange, kind of looks moldy to me. But I think I can think of something to put on it eventually. I couldn't pass up a good piece of even weave. I love even weave. And I also got a piece of 22 count Hardinger. It's beige color. And then I hit the jackpot, guys. So I've been seeing everyone's color and cotton fabrics, and I've never purchased them, and I see every month people showing their fabric of the month club. And I don't know, it might have been a couple of months ago, probably, but they showed this beautiful light blue color of the month from Color and Cotton. And I was like, I want that. These kind of look gray, kind of grayish blue, but I love blue fabric because everything has a sky, so get blue fabric and it can be the sky, the background for anything. Yeah, so that color of Color and Cotton I've been like coveting. And I was at the freebie table and this lady pulls out of her bag Color and Cotton. So, let's see. And they're all 32 count Joplin. So they're an even weave. And it's really hard to get them to show up nicely. Yeah. I'm not good at colors, I'm sorry guys. This one is Rosewater. And it's kind of like a pale pink. Almost kind of like on the brownish side of pink. This one is Lemonade. Very bright pink, yellow. Look at me, not good at colors. I don't even know what color yellow is. It's yellow Lemonade, and then Spring Morning, and this is the one that I've been after. And so I'm really excited to try out these Color and Cotton fabrics. They feel nice. I've heard people talk about them smelling nice before. I don't know where they've been. They don't smell bad. They smell okay. I'm really excited to try these out, especially since I get to try them out for free. And then I also got a couple of patterns from the freebie table. So this one just says Fly Away Home, and it's got some ladybugs and a little fence from the Stitching Mouse. I've not heard of this designer before, but the ladybugs were really cute. And then I've seen people do this, and I've entered some giveaways for this before. It's Spring Fling from With Thy Needle and Thread. That bunny is huge, and that's going to be a lot of white. But I also saw this, and I was thinking it could maybe go on the Rosewater. Again, you can't see this. It's like a pink, so it's not as bright as that, which is good because I'm not a bright person. I think they would go well together. And then this one I've seen before, but I wasn't really interested in it until I saw it stitched up. There were 2 or 3 finishes of this I saw at StitchCon, and it's Baby It's Cold Outside from the Heartstring Samplery. And as people say this all the time, but it's true, the cover photo does not do justice to it. Obviously, I want to stitch this on a blue fabric to be like a wintry sky. So again, blue fabric. And I might change the colors around, but it looked really great stitched up at StitchCon. So that's all my haul from StitchCon. I also got, well, there's so many people that gave out great things. People were giving out thread drops and needle minders, and Madam Ice, Kate, she gave us a cute little bag to hold like a couple pieces of floss or your scissors in. She made them, and they were so cute. Lily made some soap and some scissor fobs that she gave to the people at the table. So I came away with more than just this, and I also came away with some friendships, and I really hope that I'll get to hang out with those ladies again in the future. Yeah, so it's been a great month. Maybe not as much stitching as I've gotten done before, but it was a good month, and I'm pleased with my progress, and life's going good. So, thanks for watching. I'm not sure when I'll make another video, but, and if you want to check me out on Instagram, it's the same as my channel here. There's just dots in between the words, so it's lydias.leisurely.stitching. That's me on Instagram. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. It's good to catch up with you, and I hope to see y'all again. Bye.